This has been a very difficult transfer window. Not because we've been buying and selling like crazy, but because we've been desperately trying to keep this very talented squad together. And we've also added a couple of surprising new players. Let's go and kick some balls. Hello and welcome to the Liberty Stadium in Swansea. And if you are a first-time visitor, then why not subscribe, like, watch and comment. Help the channel to grow and help us to support the very worthwhile cause you can see scrolling above. But before we get to the West Ham opening game of the season and the transfer news, we need to take a look at how the season unfolded last year, and what a remarkable season it was too. And in terms of the new arrivals, Rhys Williams, top of the pile. Magnificent season he had. And then Armanda Broja, who was the signing of the season, average rating of 7.21 after coming in the January transfer window. Lewis Jr. in goal had an amazing season. And Joachim Mailer at fullback also played very, very well indeed. Theet and Howard Bellis, two central defenders, came in and also had great seasons, as well as El Neni at the base of the midfield. And defensively, we were absolutely solid. This was a very, very good team performance last year. In terms of the players that we loaned out, nobody really excelled, only Dabila. But we did have a couple of surprises. Corey White coming back has developed into what looks like an amazing forward, and we're hopeful that he will play his part as a breakthrough prospect in our first team this year. And then there was one other surprise coming back, Ben Lloyd, young midfielder, 20 years old now. He looks like he's starting to become a very, very good Mazzala, and he will get his chance as well from time to time this season in the first team. And so in terms of the players who came in, it was absolutely phenomenal. And how it unfolded, well, we won the Premier League. And we finished 4 points ahead of second place Liverpool. We were expected only to finish in the top half. And this team just seems to get better and better and better. And they have excelled. And it is game after game after game they managed to win. And in the Euro Cup, we were also very unfortunate, losing in the semi-final to Arsenal. I won't forget that semi-final in a long time. I think we were robbed in that game. And yeah, I won't forget that in a very long time. And I'm sure those of you who saw that will feel the same. And against Liverpool in the fourth round of the FA Cup, we were knocked out. Upset the board a little bit, but I'm sure they understand. Against Liverpool it was tough. But we did well in the Carabao Cup, reaching the semi-final before finally losing to Manchester City in a very, very tight game. And it was in the Premier League that we actually excelled. Our biggest win was 5-1 in the Europa League against Club Bruges, and the best game for me as well and for the fans was that victory over Manchester City away by 3-2. And goal of the season was by Yaxin Adli, a curler, against Manchester City in a game that we lost 3-2. But I don't even actually remember that. Strangely, though, the finances again this season have taken a tumble, and I don't know why that happens in FM. It seems the more successful we get, the less money we seem to be making, and that doesn't add up or make any sense to me whatsoever. Our club reputation has remained the same at 4-star, despite winning the Premier League. And in terms of shirt sales, Yusuf Barassi was the top sales seller, with Vitinha, Hannibal, El Neni and Levitt making up the top 5. Deservedly, Yusuf Barassi is becoming a fan's favourite. and he features in a very strong team. We don't have great players, but we have a very, very good, solid team who work well together, and every one of them performed very well. The one, Hojek, unfortunately went to Newcastle in the January transfer window, and he must be kicking himself now, Swansea having won the Premier League and Newcastle only finishing mid-table. It was a great, great season, and Youssouf Barassi was the Young Player of the Year for the Premier League. Augustinson was the fans' Player of the Season. Young Player of the Season, of course, Youssouf Barassi. And Signing of the Season, Armando Broja. Youssouf Barassi scored 20 goals in the Premier League last season, a fantastic out coming from him. And Ludwig Augustinson, 14 assists. Been an absolute brilliant signing at left back he has, and has just fitted into this great squad very nicely. Matt Grimes, the old soldier, he was topped with four Player of the Matches awards, and Barassi top of the average ratings with 7.3. Highest transfer fee ever paid, 37.5 million for Hannibal from Manchester United, and highest fee received, 67.2 million for Adam Hojek. And our oldest goal scorer now is El Neni at the age of 32. And yeah, it was history in the making. The first time Swansea have ever won the Premier League, or even finished in the top four. A remarkable season, and all credit to this squad. As I said, they're not great players, they're just good players who gel well together. But before we go to the transfer window news, there was the little matter of Liverpool in the Community Shield. And it didn't turn out as planned, and Jared Bowen put Liverpool ahead in the 75th minute. And at that time I was thinking that this was going to be another narrow defeat against Liverpool. But Swansea had different ideas, and Levitt's cross was somehow bundled into the back of the net by Adley, and on 83 minutes we were level. And I really felt we deserved something from this game. We were better on the day than Liverpool, and when Armati's cross was parried by the goalkeeper, Vitinha was on hand to put it in, and we had beaten Liverpool in the Community Shield by 2-1. And it was a phenomenal performance by this young Swansea team, and thoroughly deserved. And I had felt that we were going to lose, but Matt Grimes, the club captain, lifted the Community Shield on behalf of the players, and what a remarkable achievement to beat Liverpool in this. It doesn't sound like a lot, but for this squad to beat Liverpool in the Community Shield was a magnificent achievement. As I said, we don't have great players in this team. We just have a lot of good players and a smattering of very good players, 3 or 4 very good players. And it's because they all work together, they gel together. And if we look at what's happened in the transfer market, you can see I've been desperately rejecting offers, trying to keep them together. And we have actually brought no one in during the window. Buongiorno was brought in way before the season ended. He's a central defender, and I like the look of him. He's very good in the air, very strong physical player, and I think that he will do a very good job for us at the back this year. In terms of going out, the only one of note, Armel Bella-Kotchap, who was slightly unhappy with his playing time. He wanted to go, I think, and when Leicester came in with an offer of 32 million for him, having brought in Buongiorno, it was a no-brainer. We let him go to Leicester. And this year, the only person we've brought in is Rhys Williams. He's been on loan with us for 4 years now, and it was time to bring him in permanently. He's very strong in the air, and again, a good physical player, and he's a leader at the back. He's become very, very important to this team, and for £11.25 million, that was a steal as far as I'm concerned. We sold Yves Dabila. He couldn't get a work permit. He's been out on loan for much of his time, and so that we sold him off cheap. And the big news, Ben Cabango, one of our youth players who we wanted desperately to succeed in the first team. He never quite made it. And bless him, and when Brentford came in with an offer of £12.7 million, we decided to let him go. And good luck to him, and hopefully he can get more playing time than he was getting at Swansea. And in terms of the rest of the transfer window, it's just been trying to fend off offers that we've had on many players. And Joel Cotterill, our young boy, he is wanted on several fronts, and we fended off a lot of offers on him. He's happy to stay at the club. He's a Swansea boy through and through, and we have made a decision, excuse me, to invest in our young players. And a couple of surprises like Ben Lloyd, who has come back from his couple of years on loan, and he looks like he's a very good player. And in pre-season, he's been absolute dynamite against teams like Leipzig and Bayer Leverkusen, and he looks like he's developing into a very good central midfielder indeed. And we're going to train him up as a Mazzala, and hopefully he'll do the business for us, and we'll get a lot of playing time this season. And then the biggest surprise of all, coming back from his spell out on loan, was Corey White, and he has suddenly emerged as a very good looking advance forward, and already he has a value of 30 to 36 million on him, and he will hopefully be getting some game time as this season progresses as a Swansea player. He's been playing on the wing on loan, but we have decided we're going to train him as an advance forward, and he looks like, for all the world, like he could become a very good player, homegrown as well. But the big problem that I've had is regarding West Ham, who've been sniffing around constantly for Levitt and Magyar. And Magyar, there's no way I wanted to sell. I've rejected several offers on Magyar. He's developed into a very good footballer for Swansea. But Dylan Levitt, West Ham were only offering player exchanges, and I didn't want another centre-back. He has a minimum fee release clause of 38 million. And should West Ham come back with some money for him, we still have £45 million in the bank, in the budget, and should they come in with a real offer for him, we may well be tempted to bring in Bruno Fernandes, of all people. He's very keen on joining Swansea. He has asked me to come and get him, but he has a big price tag for a 30-year-old at 71 million. And my big worry with him would be that he might be too much of a star player. We don't bring in star players to this team, and that would be my big worry. Would he cause a little upset in the dressing room, and would he upset the dynamics in the dressing room? But look at his attributes. He is obviously a fine player, and it's a big decision that I have to make should anybody come in with a reasonable offer for Dylan Levitt. I really don't know what to do. Let me know in the comments what you would do should somebody offer 28 million or so for Dylan Levitt, and we have the money to buy him. And that's really it in terms of the transfer window. There's still 2 weeks to go, and anything could happen. And so we now have to begin this brand new season. And we have a tough fixture again opening up. We always seem to play away, and it's not going to be easy for us against West Ham. They are a very good team. They have been since we've been in the Premier League, and I think it's now a good time to go and play West Ham. And the team for the opening game of the season is as follows: Lewis Jr. in goal, with Mela, Buongiorno, Theet and Malacia at the back, El Neni, Levitt, Adley and Maggio in midfield, with Yusuf Barassi and Vitinha up front. And we're hoping that we will get off to a very, very good start today. And I was just going to tell them, I want you to go out there and impress me. Let's build upon what happened last year, and let's do something really special this year. And it is Swansea who have the first highlight, and here is Levitt, but that's tidied up by West Ham. West Ham, who are a very fast team, and we do need to be prepared for that. And I was wondering before the game if I should play with a standard line or a higher line, and we've gone with a higher line. But here are West Ham, and they are looking to break down the left and looking to get a cross in. He gets a long cross in, and that is a shot that goes over the bar. And I am still wondering, should I play with a higher line or should we drop the line down a little bit? We are going to lower the tempo to try and counteract their speed a little bit. They are a very, very fast team, and they do play a very high-tempo, direct game, and we need to do something about that. But here come West Ham, and West Ham have a chance, and they have scored. It is now West Ham 1, Swansea 0. This was not the start I wanted, but I was right. I did play with the fact that we might need to drop the line down a little bit. I didn't do it. I trusted the boys in their normal defensive shape, but they broke through, and we are now going to drop the line a little bit to try and counteract that pace, because they are blisteringly fast up front. And we have paid the price. That is my error. But at halftime, it's not all over yet, and we can still get something out of this game. It would have been nice not to be a goal behind. We are going to bring Ben Lloyd on to make his debut for Swansea and see what that young lad can do. And it is Swansea who have the ball. And here is Vitinha. Vitinha finds Maggio. Maggio is bursting into the box, and Maggio pulls his shot wide of the far post. And I don't think West Ham will be too impressed by that, and hopefully they will now stop chasing him. And Malacia, he wins the ball, and El Neni finds Malacia, who finds Levitt. This is nice passing. Melo, we've got a couple of yellow cards going on here, and I need to be a bit wary of that as well. And here is Theet. Theet is looking for Levitt. Levitt back to Theet to El Neni. This is nice football. It's patient build-up. We don't want to be in too much of a rush, although time is running against us. But we want to keep just playing the ball around, keep West Ham off the ball. That is the game plan, to keep West Ham off the ball. And it's working at the moment. And here comes Malacia. Malacia is bursting into the box, and that must be a penalty. That must be a penalty. And the referee is probably going to check with VAR, I suspect, as he always does. But that looked a stonewall penalty to me. VAR is just checking, and the penalty is awarded. It's going to be, I think, yes, it is Vitinha to step up and take the penalty, and Vitinha buries it, and we are back in the game. It is West Ham 1, Swansea 1, and can we now go on and build on that and win this game? It's been desperately close so far, but since we dropped the line back, we have controlled the game, we have pulled our way back into the game, and we are now level. But it is West Ham who have a corner. I'm going to make a couple of substitutions, and we need to defend this well. And there's a chance, but it's headed wide, and we survive. There are still 10 minutes or so to go in this game. Can we get the winner? I would love to get a winner here at West Ham. They are a bogey team. And here's Levitt with the free kick, but that's not a good free kick, and flies harmlessly over the bar. And time is running out now, and that is it. The full-time score is West Ham 1, Swansea 1. It's not the greatest of starts that I wanted, but we'll take it. and we will move on to our next set of fixtures. And if we have a look at what is coming up, we are, just briefly, we are predicted to finish in 8th by the media this season. So anything better than 8th, I'll be really happy with. So it is a young team, and we've got some new blood and young boys coming into this squad. So 8th, 7th or 6th, we'll take that. We have some very, very difficult fixtures coming up. Manchester City, Arsenal coming up very, very soon. But I don't know where I'll come back yet. Maybe once the draw is done for the Champions League, maybe we'll come back for the first Champions League game and see where we're at then. But from a slightly disappointed Liberty Stadium, that's it for this video. And if you are new to the channel, why not subscribe, like, watch, and comment and follow us on our journey as we go into this new season. And all that remains to be said now is, I'm not sure when we'll be back, but it will probably be around the beginning of September, when the transfer window has finally shut. And so for now, we will see you next time.